2012, wearables entered into the consumer marketplace. Some of those products found success, especially among early adopters, and others floundered. Now, in 2015, wearables are struggling to get past the chasm of the product life cycle. In our classic good versus evil tale, we have Batman, our wearables hero, representing our protagonist and wearables themselves, and we have Bane, representing our laggards and naysayers.
Not as serious as yours, I fear.
Bane.
Let's not stand on ceremony here. Mr. Wayne. Peace has cost you your strength. Victory has defeated you. I was wondering what would break first. Your spirit? Or your body?
Wearables can provide benefits throughout the healthcare value chain to patients, caregivers, and healthcare providers. Constant unobtrusive monitoring allows patients to improve their lifestyles and minimize hospital visits. Both doctors and patients alike benefit from the better information that's passed from these wearables, allowing them to have better diagnoses and better treatments. With unnecessary services representing the largest portion of the U.S.'s $765 billion of wasted resources, wearables have the potential to revolutionize the healthcare industry. Unlike traditional wearables, pills are actually ingested into the body. They can be tiny cameras, tiny computers, and they can actually inject medicine or extract data right through the intestines in a painless way.
One of the great things about working in healthcare is you get to help people every day. You get to do something that you know can have impact on millions of people's lives in ways that are very, very positive. I'm Andrew Thompson. I'm the co-founder and chief executive of Proteus Digital Health. Proteus Digital Health is a digital medicines company. What we do is make medicines that when you swallow them, turn on and send information to your cell phone. We actually use microscopic quantities of copper and magnesium, both essential dietary minerals, so it's intrinsically safe. When you swallow an ingestible sensor, you turn it on. So it's a device that's powered by your body. It has no battery, no radio, no antenna. The next step is there's a little wearable device, a little electronic Band-Aid, and this device is designed to specifically detect your medicines. Now, the little Band-Aid, it also measures your physiology. So we're going to detect your heart rate variability, your respiration. So we've got a lot of information now about the drugs you're taking and how you are responding as a consumer or a patient. That device has a Bluetooth radio, and it's paired with your phone. We send all of that data to the cloud, and then we build applications. And the applications are tailored into a use case that's specifically relevant to your situation. So, for example, you may have a mum with heart failure. And what you'd really like to know if you had a mum with heart failure is she using her diuretic, and how's she sleeping? And you probably want to know whether she's active during the day. All of those things I can create a very simple data stream around, and it's incredibly powerful in terms of helping people live a much healthier life. Part of what we look at and say is the future's got to be about building a healthcare system that dramatically changes the ease of access into health services and does so at a price point that's much lower than going to a hospital or any other type of sick care facility. And so we think the mobile device, the smartphone in everyone's pocket, is going to become the single most important platform for health access the world has ever seen. And if you tie medicines to that platform, you have the beginning of a whole new kind of healthcare system. Nothing like this has existed before, so actually the ingestible sensor is cleared as a device in a de novo category. That means the FDA created a new category for us. 20 years from now, our goal would be that every medicine in the supply chain is a digital object, that it has one of our sensors inside it.
Patch wearables are early in their life cycle. The market is projected to be around 3.3 million by 2020. Considering that there's over 500 billion in wasted cost with things like medication administration, this area really stands to be disrupted. When you think about patches, think about stickers or temporary tattoos that go on the skin. They're easy, they're passive, and unobtrusive. They can conduct data into other programs for analysis.
Hey everybody, I'm Andrew Roush, and I love the University of Texas so much that I got a Longhorn tattoo way before Johnny Football. Although due to the morality clause in my contract, I can't show you mine. Alright, so in this episode we're going to meet Dr. Nanshu Liu, who's developed the hottest new tattoo technology. Her team has come up with an electronic tattoo. It's flexible, it's stretchable, and it conforms to the tiniest grooves in human skin. Now, this blinged out tattoo ain't just for looks. It can send data from and to the human body in real time. The magic is in the way this blinged out body mod is built.
Now we're able to create a network incorporating silicon, metal, dielectrics. Those are intrinsically stiff and brittle, very easy to break.
The device can take all of these readings as well as potentially do lots of other things like give EMTs real-time vital signs or help athletic trainers keep up with players' hydration. It could even be used to create a kind of human-machine interface where human movements can control a robotic device like giant rock'em sock'em robots that fight, for example. We could also use it to improve our senses or even develop new ones.
If we can build those kind of sensors onto a tattoo that can be wearable to human and also can talk to human, then we can extend our natural capabilities by those kind of artificial sensors. And we can basically start to sense to sense magnetic field surrounding me, to sense radio waves surrounding me, to even sense maybe, I don't know, put it in the ear and help enhancing the hearing capability to different wider frequency ranges, things like that.
I do fear death. I fear dying in here while my city burns. There's no one there to save it. Then make the climb. child is. Without the rope, then fear will find you again.
Ah, supplies for your journey. Oh, that's wonderful. That's
What does that mean?
rise.
No.
A product that failed in the consumer market, holds a lot of promise for the medical industry. Surgeons and physicians can benefit greatly from having real-time data right in front of their eyes while they're operating on a patient or looking at other important information side by side.
The case was a routine repair of an injured knee ligament. The event was anything but routine. As he performed surgery at the Ohio State University Wexner Medical Center, Dr. Christopher Kading donned Google Glass and for the first time transmitted a point-of-view operation to audiences miles away.
I could start to appreciate the connectivity it gave me and the possibilities. The fact that I could sit there in real time, both audibly and then even more important, even visually, I could communicate with somebody while I'm in the middle of the case.
As Kading performed surgery on the east side of Columbus, a colleague collaborated from his office across town. And on Ohio State's main campus, a group of medical students saw this historic event from a completely different perspective.
I think we've all shadowed surgeons before in the OR, and a lot of times you're just kind of on the outside looking in, but this really shows you what's going on in the surgery itself.
But beyond being a teaching tool, the device could actually assist during an operation. A surgeon could potentially call up x-rays or MRI images of the patient, pathology reports, and reference material. The doctor can even talk live to colleagues or specialists via the internet anywhere in the world.
It puts you right there real time. So it's not only to be able to draw up any kind of information you need or to get the help you need, but it's the ability to do it immediately.
Doctors say they have visions of how this type of technology could change medicine, though it still needs to be thoroughly tested and evaluated. But with one simple procedure, doctors here have taken the first step of turning those visions into reality. At Ohio State's Wexner Medical Center, this is Clark Powell reporting.
I'm Paul Zotek. I'm a trauma and acute care surgeon specializing in abdominal wall reconstruction and hernia repair at Indiana University Health, and I'm a Google Glass explorer. I got involved with Google Glass last spring. I was actually just searching on the web for regular glasses for my wife, and then I went to their website, and it was one of those sort of eureka moments. You see it, and if you do what I do as a surgeon or any physician, or you kind of realize immediately that that's something that's going to change the world that you're living in and how you do your business. At this point, it's at its infancy, but Google Glass, as well as just wearable tech in general, will be the future of surgery, because what it allows you to do is real time see the patient's vitals, their laboratory values, and if you need to reference a CAT scan, there's a big difference between pulling it up and having it in front of your eyes while you're looking at the patient and being able to match up what you're seeing on the CAT scan or the MRI with what you're operating on. It's a big difference between leaving the table, walking over to a CAT scan or MRI that traditionally would hang on the wall, and then trying to remember what you saw. And even though it's only a few seconds, it's a big difference to walk back to the table and really remember exactly what you saw.
Wearables inherently rely on third-party technologies. This presents a limitation, but also a great opportunity. Right now, IBM's Watson has been making waves in the medical industry. It's able to analyze and store large amounts of data. Combining and integrating Watson with wearables presents the next great technological innovation in the medical industry.
Watson has spent the last couple of years in healthcare doing amazing things, helping pharmaceutical companies and universities find new drugs. It's been working with doctors to literally learn healthcare and come back and help advise doctors on what they might do in terms of treatments. Now there's an explosion of devices also that's generating data.
Those devices are going to start to capture enormous amounts of information about us as humans. They have capabilities that are going to fuel a data explosion. That data explosion is going to fuel the next generation of health and healthcare. What if we're able to connect that information directly back to your doctor? Over the last 2 years, we've really focused in on delivering new healthcare solutions around Watson. We're going to extend that capability to our new Watson Health Cloud. We're going to have a new analytics platform called Watson Health Insights that extends the capability with dramatic new research analytics that will enable us to build whole new solutions in a secure environment.
We're excited about the launch of the healthcare division because it allows us to grow this ecosystem in even broader and deeper ways. Just as we saw within the first year of Watson overall, I am sure we will see thousands of new use cases coming our way, and it'll give us a chance to really extend the reach of these cognitive services into new places.
We're going into things like wellness, working with different partners, and we're going into helping researchers in drug discovery, going into clinical trials, both from a patient perspective and how we match patients to particular trials, and helping to advance clinical research in that way.
We have an opportunity to truly get to places and to people that other people couldn't get to today.
I think we're really primed to make a lot of advancements in healthcare, and there's been a lot of demand for it.
I'm very confident that we are starting something major and big and transformative in healthcare and life sciences.
I think in the end, when we look back, Watson will be disease's worst enemy.
We're going to really change healthcare on the face of the planet.
Hi, welcome to a demo of IBM Watson, the famous supercomputer that beat contestants in Jeopardy in 2011. Watson is a next-generation supercomputer with advanced cognitive capabilities. Any cognitive machine like Watson needs to essentially have 5 characteristics. First, I need to be able to interact with Watson in a natural language of my choice. For instance, I should be able to speak to it in English, Spanish, Chinese, whatnot. Second, it should be able to handle large volumes of structured and unstructured data. We have about 2.7 zettabytes of data being generated every day, 80% of it being unstructured. And when Watson won the Jeopardy in 2011, it was able to store as much as 200 million web pages of data. Thirdly, it should be able to find out the intent or the context of the question being asked. For instance, if I tell Watson that I have a running nose, it doesn't mean that my nose is running away. It means that I probably have a flu. Fourthly, it should be able to ask me for missing pieces of information so that it can generate hypotheses. For instance, just because I have a cold, it doesn't mean that I have a flu. So Watson should be able to ask me for my temperature, my pressure, whatnot, before it can make that hypothesis. And finally, it should actually be able to make the hypothesis with a degree of confidence and say, you have swine flu with a 85% degree of confidence, or just a normal flu with 15% degree of confidence. So every Watson answer that you see is going to have a degree of confidence right at the top. For instance, if I choose a question and Watson generates an answer, each of the 3 answers is going to have a different degree of confidence. For instance, the first answer is candle with 78% degree of confidence. Second answer is wax with 27% degree of confidence, so on and so forth. So Watson will offer such recommendations to the physicians, who can then supplement that with his decision to make a correct judgment about the patient's symptom. IBM is now trying to commercialize Watson by driving real-world applications in healthcare, in Internet of Things, in urban planning, whatnot, to make sure that the world is a smarter place to live.
Dr. Mann, listen to me.
This is not about my life or Cooper's life. This is about all mankind. There is a moment.
It is not. Oh my God.
Cooper, there's no point using her fuel to chase...
Analyze the Endurance's spin.
Cooper, what are you doing?
Docking.
Endurance rotation is 67, 68 RPM.
Okay, get ready to match our spin with the retro thrusters.
It's not possible.
No, it's necessary.
Starboard, Cooper.
10 feet out.
Cooper, we are lined up.
Initiating spin.
So what does 2020 hold for the wearable? Will the wearable rise?